A warm welcome to each one of you. This is the Naomi Talk Show with yours truly, Liz Kenywa. And kama kawaida, I like appreciating each one of you that has chosen to become part of the big family that we are by sharing our content, watching our content, and even forwarding suggestions of what we can cover to make this show bigger and better. I want to say asanteni sana. To the One Accord crew, I also want to say God bless you so much for the effort that you put in ensuring that we have good work coming out for our viewers. I pause and say today we have a heavy discussion. A heavy discussion because the loss of a spouse is quite distressing, and more so when that happens when the family is quite young. Loss and grief can cause distortion of self, the world around us, and your view of God, to the extent sometimes people question, God, why did you let this happen? Sometimes people go like, we've prayed, we've fasted, we've trusted, and yet you allowed it to happen. Today, we'll be hearing from a widow who lost a husband about 11 years ago. How then do you survive widowhood? Those are the things we'll be addressing today. How do you rebuild your life after the loss of a loved one? And how are widows viewed, more so in our African context, where really a widow becomes the greatest loser besides losing their spouse? Today, I'll let our guest introduce herself. Karibu sana.
Thank you for Naomi's show. It has really helped in family matters. It has really opened our eyes, and it's a program to watch. Every minute you watch, you get something to take away home. And thank you for the opportunity that you have given me to be in the studio today with you guys. And I believe as you watch, you will also have a takeaway home. Thank you.
Asante sana. Sasa hatujajua jina lako.
So, my name's Faith Karembo from Coast. And it is in the ID, by the way. It's not a nickname.
Wakati mwingine watu wanaangalia wanashinda.
Yes, huyu hapana, that's my real name. And the Amzie is my surname. I was married to a Nigerian. That is why I got the name Amuzie. Faith Karembo Amuzie. A mother of 4. Yes.
Sawa sawa. So you are a mother of 4 and you lost your husband 11 years ago. And we really want to know, take us back to 11 years. What really happened? How it happened?
Here I am. I got married to this foreigner, a Nigerian. It was not easy at first because my parents were Nigerians, the way you know the name Nigerians mean to all Kenyans.
Ukweli hata sasa hiyo haijabadilika.
It was tough. Being that my father was a police officer, it was really tough. I had to undergo a series of questions until finally the family accepted. Here I am, got married, started getting children, and sickness comes. And my husband became diabetic and high blood pressure. He had both. And now life started changing. Is it the children? Is it the sickness? And at times we had to close the shop, the business we had, just to concentrate on the sickness part of it. Because being a Nigerian, you will not have like brothers, biological brothers or sisters. So your wife now becomes everything to you, becomes the mother, becomes everything. And here the children are still small. It was not easy for me. Yes.
So for how long was he unwell?
Let's say when I got the third born. No, when I was pregnant of the third born. It started as we have stayed in Kenya for 10 years. And my husband now has not gone home to see his relatives. Okay, the mother had already passed. The father passed 2006. So we traveled home because the grandmother is the one who raised him. And the grandmother wanted to see him, and he thought that people are lying, that his grandson had died. So I told him it's better for us to go. Maybe it's to release your grandmother at that age. So 10 years down the line, as he has stayed in Kenya, we traveled. I was pregnant that time of the third born. And when we reached, immediately we reached there, he became sick. And that, yes, now he was diagnosed with diabetic. Yes, then followed by the high blood pressure. So it started while we are still there. So it was in and out of hospital, being a foreign land, being that food is different, being that it's my first time to be there also with a pregnancy, it was also very hard for me. The food there is not like Kenyan food. It's very different. And every food there is chili. And you know, it's pepper, the hot one.
It's pepper? What they call pepper?
Yes. So you can imagine in a foreign land, you don't have any food familiar to you.
And you're expectant.
You are expectant. And I've gone with my 2 children, you know, and the spacing was like two years.
God,
so
even
you can
children
imagine.
eat the pepper.
Now you don't have any other food.
Oh dear.
And my pregnancy, I normally become sick. So I'm also there with a sick husband, and I am sick. And my son, the first son, is also admitted. So you can imagine.
Admitted?
Admitted in the hospital.
What happened?
The same, you know, you see fever, you don't know whether it's change of climate. You know. The other one was too small, the second one. Because now I had to stop breastfeeding because 4 months down the line, I was pregnant again.
Oh dear.
So you see, this is also a child. I'm carrying a pregnancy. The other one is admitted in hospital. You are in a foreign land.
Wow.
Yes. It was so hard for me.
So how long was your stay in Nigeria?
We stayed like 2 to 3 months. 3 months because my stay there, I just came to Kenya. I stayed only 10 days and I gave birth. In fact, I think I could have delivered in Ethiopia because because we are on transit and there was no flight to Kenya. We stayed there, I don't know how many days.
Days?
Yes.
Not hours?
No, days. And you see, my clothes are in the plane. And here children are vomiting. Another one is diarrheaing. You yourself. And you sit at
And your husband is also unwell?
Yes, he's unwell.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Days?
Days. It took like 3 to 4 days in Ethiopia.
Ay, ay, ay.
It was hard for me.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. A child vomits, you rush, you just wash the clothes. I don't know how you dry it. You put that.
So they didn't even consider giving you your luggage?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
But I'm sure they compensated.
Nothing.
Okay.
Yes.
That is not a discussion,
Yes,
but
yes.
it's a little bit scary.
Yes,
So
yes.
probably that triggered the baby to be
Yes,
born earlier, most probably.
Yes. Yes.
So the baby is here, your husband is here. How is he doing in terms of his health?
Now it was not good. At first, the doctors called me and said, now life will not be the same as usual. There will be a lot of noise. Wanasema watu wa pressure, they normally, you know. So you can imagine you are in Nigeria already, then another noise on top.
What do you mean Nigeria already?
You know, they talk loud. Okay, that is their nature.
Yes.
Yes, they are not quiet as we are. So, iyo nyumba, kelele, alafu sickness on top ni pressure, you can imagine. It was not easy. Being that you come from coast, the way we are raised, we are not
very loud.
So the way I am loud now is because of the man who made me. I had to grow up. I knew, no, I had to grow up. So, yeah, but I thank God. It was not really an easy experience. A time came and both kidneys failed. You know, in some other circumstances, one kidney failed.
Yes.
That you can replace even one. But here is a situation that both of them failed. So now it is dialysis.
Another phase altogether.
Another thing altogether. So you have to forget your children. You have to be taking him to hospital. You have to go very early for that machine, for you to get that machine. And as you are there, you know, one day we are there and his sugars went down. So we were losing him just there. Yes. And they had to come and attend him immediately as in emergency. And then they revived him. Yeah, so it was really a journey. Being a Christian now, I told my pastors about it, and they prayed. But I don't think whether they took it that serious. You know, when you are the one with the sick person, you are the one who knows where it is pinching. Yes. So that time I am new in our church that time, so nobody knows me. I'm from Pefa. I just came there because I lived near Deliverance Church now. So I came to Deliverance Church newly with that condition. So you see, nobody will be, who is this, who is that, but at least they prayed for my husband. Okay, they used to pray for me because I didn't come with my husband. He's sick. So I used to bring the doctor's report and told him this is what is at hand, and they prayed with me. So I used to do that a lot until one day my husband recovered. I didn't know that he's being prepared to go. I'm happy now that even when he goes to to easy himself, everything comes very well, you know. It's like everything is back to normal. And the doctors there were surprised. How? They didn't know what is happening. They didn't know what to prescribe again. Because now he is like, everything has gone back to normal. No swollen, no dialysis again. But I didn't know that that was the last week I'll be with my husband. It was very sad when one day we are sleeping and I see him breathing abnormal. You see, we are in the same bed and I tell him, you know, he went to the bathroom, then came and put the pillow like this, put his legs down, and we were watching TV in the bed. So the way he was breathing, naona mtu ana struggle, So mimi nikamwambia, don't sleep looking up. You know, you will be dreaming bad dreams. I thought it was like, so I didn't know that is how somebody goes. Me, I didn't know. So my mother had visited that week and came to my room. And he told me, Aish. He looked at him and said, Eugene, his name was Eugene. Where are you going? Why are you leaving us? And I was shouting at my mom, mbona namsikia, mbona namwambia anakufa? This person is alive. Ni vile tu amelala vibaya. You see, but the tongue was already out. So I start calling my fellowship members to pray that my husband's heart is not, pumping very well. And the kids came. So nasikia first born wangu anasema, mama, angalia pulse. Angalia pulse. Naambia wewe unajua pulse ni nini? Nimewambia mfunge. At that time is like 12 years. Naambia si nimemwambia mfunge macho muombe. Mbona mnafungua macho? So now they kept quiet. So mimi nikaambia tukifika kwa hospitali sinajua mtu anapampiwa na kwa oxygen itakuwa sawa. This person was gone. So me, I call his friend, they come with another car, their car now. So tukaingia kwa gari yao, the friend and the wife, then Nigeria mwingine akaketi hapa na mimi huku nyuma, yule Nigeria alikuwa naishi naye. So nimeshikilia mzee kichwa na yeye ameshikilia miguu. Then I'm talking to my husband. We are going to hospital. Namwambia tumefika mahali fulani, but he is not there.
He left.
He had gone. Can you imagine me carrying a dead body? You can imagine. So now my cousin ambaye alikuwa amenikasirisha kidogo akanipigia 2 AM. Tumefika Lang'ata. Unajua hapo kuna makaburi alafu mtu anakuambia pole, nasikia mzee wako ameenda. Na ubado umemshikilia? Na nimemshikilia. Kumbe my mom knows that this person has gone. Asha huko nyumbani watu wanajua ni mimi ninajua tukifika kwa machines. Hey, ndio sisi. We went till Karen Hospital. You know, I reached Karen Hospital, we park outside huko kwa emergency, and the nurse come and looks at the eye and say, we cannot take this person inside because he's not there. Imagine they are telling me I'm carrying a dead body. Hata hawanihurumii mimi, nawezaje beba maiti surely? How? So that time my body like got paralyzed. I started shivering. I started, you know, I felt heat, see baridi. So I called the owner of the hospital, Gikonyo. Because that time we were very close because of, we were there every time, yes. So now Gikonyo calls them and say, muingizeni ndani. That was a bill of 70 for nothing, because now what can they do with a dead body? So now, time came when now they are bringing the clothes. Unaona naletewa manguo. Saa hiyo unajivunja mkono. Saa hiyo you know you are not yourself. Naambia watu mgongo unaniuma. You know, I was really confused. And I was taken home. I reached home. I had a very bad headache. Sijui walinipatia nini, so me I slept, hata sikukumbuka. But when I woke up, nikawauliza, where is my husband? Ako mochari. Umemweka mahali kwa maiti. Yani, I can imagine, a mochari ni mahali kuna dead bodies. They have put my husband there. How?
I'm also trying to imagine you're in denial that this has happened.
Sikukubali. Niwaambia, no, you must take me. So nikapelekwa Montezuma. Mimi wakimleta naona huyu mtu hajakufa. So nasikia naangalia watu wasiniangalie, nataka kumchuna nione, because he was looking very nice. That week ameshave vizuri. Then haka yule msik, you know, the body has become very shining. Mimi sijaona maiti ikikuwa hivyo by the way. So mwingine akaniona, akafikiria nilikuwa natafuta hiyo ring. Kumbe walikuwa wameshaichukua, but mimi nilikuwa si ring natafuta. Nione huyu mtu yuko hai amekwaje huko. Kwa wale ataogopa juu huko watu wamekufa. So that is
wow. So after kupelekwa huko Montezuma, reality kahit mtu ameenda. Ama bado haija
bado, kwa sababu the day of viewing again, bado niliona huyu mtu akai mtu maiti. You know, maiti, there is a way a maiti anafungaga mdomo na this one was different. I don't know what happened, but this one was different. Okay, according to me, he was not born again at first, but the sickness as we went through, he got born again. So according to them, they said he was healed and restored. So he went at peace, you know, because the last woman he talked to, a very dear mother to me, Mrs. Osoro, he said they had a conversation. Na akamwambia, you know, I know my wife is very strong. So kumbe yeye mimi sijui kwa nini alimwambia, I know she can make it. I know they talked a lot. So I think he was very comfortable that it shall be well. I don't know. Me hajaniambia hivyo. Me until the last minute I was still praying. You know, I was fasting for 21 days by myself. And one day nimefika bank amenituma. And I reached there, I start vomiting because of fatigue, because I'm not eating anything, I'm fasting. Na nikaona nikishikiliwa, nikifaint, mpaka nikaita mama mwingine Nigeria, please take me home because I'm very sick. Sikutoa hata hiyo pesa amenituma, you know? So on the 21st day, ndio tuna break, by the way, it was that fasting of January. Tuna breakfast ya church. Na ndio mzee anakufa usiku. So you can imagine you have fasted knowing that sasa umeshinda, na by the way doctors wamesema huyu hata ashapona. Si sasa nikaenda na hiyo pepa. Church nikamwambia Mungu, see what you have done. I gave them. thanks. Kumbe una give thanks ya kwamba asante umechukua. That was me. Yes.
Aya, watoto ni wangapi walikuwa wanaelewa what is happening?
Now, sa ile nilipata fahamu na nataka kupiga simu shule. My kids wanaambia, mom, tushawaambia walimu. In fact, they became, yani ni kama walimachua. Sijui, I don't know what happened. Sema, mom, hata walimu wamesema wanakuja.
But who broke the news to them? To your children?
You know, my mom was at home.
Oh, yeah, by the way, yeah.
My mom was at home. So me, when I came on that day, yes, amepelekwa mochari narudishwa nyumbani. Sasa nataka ni break news. Nasema, mom, we know what has happened.
Wow.
Okay. So sasa wacha nipige simu shule. Hata tushawaambia. Hata walimu wamekuja na watoto wenzao wapo wamekaa. You know? But me sina calculation saa hiyo. Hata sioni watu, by the way, saa hiyo sioni watu. So my children were like calm, very composed. I didn't understand how. I didn't know.
So let's now move forward to the place. Of course, the funeral arrangements begin, and of course that signals the beginning of a new season, a new phase in your life, and a lot of adjustments to make. So hiyo moment ile tu unaweza kumbuka juu wenyewe unaweza kosa kukumbuka vitu zote.
Wow.
How the Nigerian community came through and all that.
Yeah. It was a journey and a half. No, a journey and a half. It was really a journey. Here you are. The body has to be flown home. One, it's finances.
Yes.
You have been in hospital, current for that matter, for how long? By the way, I didn't tell you, we got somebody to donate the kidneys. And when we got that person, he has to undergo some tests. So saa ile ameenda test paka qualify. This man dies before the operation. You understand? Saa hiyo wanatafuta veins, wanatafuta nini pia zimepotea. So they cannot even do dialysis, they can do nothing. Izo, because of diabetic, I think his veins was in a block. So hakuna kitu wangemfanyia. So now here comes the man who used to take him for, okay, yule ambaye tulikuwa tunaendaga wawili, mimi na Mnigeria mwingine kumpeleka hosi. So ananipigia, ananiambia sasa tunaenda saa ngapi? Naambia tunaenda wapi? Si hospital. Naambia the man is not there. So now we start. The Nigerians here, we have a community. And a day came that they made my husband the chief of Nigerian community in Kenya. So it was a celebration. So I was the wife to the chief of Nigerian community. So nothing could happen without his consent. Kesi zote, kama kuna violence, I mean in the, yani kama marriage conflicts, ni sisi tunaendaga hata 3 AM tukipigiwa simu. Huyo tushaenda kuangalia nani amevunja TV leo, nani, yeah, you see. And but I loved the community because there was togetherness. And every weekend they are celebrating in my house. So you can imagine. Every time they come, they slaughter goat there.
Wanapenda kuchapa sherehe.
Sherehe. Every weekend. Wanachinja mbuzi. By the way, mbuzi zao watoi skin. Hiyo ni story ingine. So wanaichoma tu hivyo manyoya. Wanamaliza. Wanaibrash na omo na mafuta ya taa. So unaona vile wameichoma na mafuta ya taa. Hizo ma skin peke yake. So hizo manyoya. So inabaki ile skin. Inabrashiwa mpaka inakuwa nyeupe kabisa. Then sasa wana slice na hiyo ngozi yake. So that was party and party every weekend. So when their chief had gone, they organized themselves, arranged how I'll go to Nigeria. In fact, they were good enough. I went with my sister and my brother, my elder sister and our firstborn, and the kids. So now the journey was too long because the uncle who my husband was taking care of died a week before. So kule huwa unapewanga date ya kuzikwa.
Oh.
So alikuwa amepewa April. Sijui how many bodies are there before April. Na this is February.
Na
so you know.
Mshasafiri.
Sasa tuko hapa tunaambiwa tayari yule amebukiwa April. So kumaanisha ni after huyo ndio wenu. So tukapewa the other week.
February, March, April.
April. Yes. So now tukaenda huko, tukazika kwanza uncle, then sasa tukazika mzee wangu. There's a tradition there. If you bury your husband, you are supposed to be married by you choose one of the kinsmen to be your husband.
To be your husband.
Yes. That is one. So nikaitwa kando na brother-in-law akasema, unajua kuna mbuzi utapewa. Yule mtu utampea ni bwanako automatically. So now another option, kama utaki kuolewa, you can give it to your son. So kimpa son yako ni kama haya basi ni yeye, kama sasa umefunga hiyo ya kuolewa, sasa wewe umechukuliwa na mtoto wako. So I gave it to my son. There's another tradition that lazima unyolewe nywele. So now nikafikiria. Nikawauliza kwa nini ninyolewe nywele by the way? Wakaniambia that is a way of showing that you loved your husband, you are mourning your husband, you know. Nikaambia okay fine. Now 6 months you should dress like a widow.
Zile nguo za black.
Za black. Ama kama ni white ni white. So
for how many months?
For 6 months.
Okay.
Haya. So now walikuwa wameanza kuninyoa. But nikawambia okay, I will not be here for 6 months. How will you know there that I will mourn my husband the way you people want? You will not be there to see me. So it is in my heart, not what people see. So nika-argue mpaka wakashindwa. So walikuwa wameshanikata hapa chini. So nikafungwa kitambara nisifungue tena mpaka siku ile nitasafiri. Yani mtu asijue sina nywele. So that is what happened. Uwezi kula chakula cha hapo, pengine uletewe cha nje.
Ukiwa mjane.
Uwezi kula cha hapo. And there's so many things that you are not supposed to do in the compound. So nikavumilia, nikamaliza, nikaambiwa niende, but nirudi. Hizo nguo za nilivaa siku hizo za mazishi, nitarudi nazo zichomwe huko.
So utarudisha?
So nitarudisha kwao. Hata hizo viatu nilinunuliwa siku hiyo, lazima nirudishe. You know?
So mbona zinachomwa?
I don't know. So haya.
Ungeuliza hiyo swali.
So now you know you are still that part of the family. You are still, so you feel like usipoenda umeacha hiyo family na ni mbali, and you want to still belong. So I had to go back kwa nguo kuchomwa. Nguo zikachomwa pale. I stayed there, then I came back to Kenya starting life.
So watoto walikosa shule from February, March, April.
Yeah, sasa na ujue April ni holiday.
Yes.
So we came around, I think, end of April or May, something like that. But now I had forgotten that my son was in class 8.
Ooh.
Kumbe kuna index numbers, kuna kubook for exam. Me, I had forgotten everything. Hata sikujua yuko class 8. Sasa ukiniuliza nitafanya. So, kumbe walimu walibook, walifanya everything. So nikamwambia my son akaniambia sasa tuko karibu tunafanya sijui mocks, sijui nini, haya nini. Nikamuuliza, by the way, kwa nini usirudie? Because hukusoma kuanzia February hujakuwa kwa class. Akasema wacha tu nitafanya exam tuone juu walimu sasa washabook. Haya. Nikimuuliza sasa hiyo exam ilikuwaje, anasema mama mimi nilisikia tu na mtu ana whisper answers kwa masikio. Mtu ame whisper answers. Sasa umejuaje ziko correct? Mimi sijui, nilikuwa naandika kile nimeambi. I didn't know, my son didn't fail. In fact he got 356.
Wow. Having been away for that long.
Na akaingia sunshine.
That is God.
Yes, that was God. I don't know, mpaka leo namwambia continue trusting that God who whispered those answers. Because at his age aniambia amesikia, si mtu hata angekuwa scared. How can somebody be whispering? Yeah.
So sasa mmerudi after the funeral and life has to go on. That's the truth of the matter. So ulianzia wapi? Kulianza wapi? Ulifanya nini? Because there must be a widow who will come across this video feeling lost and confused in the emotions, and probably she might be looking for an answer in how you made it.
Okay. At first, 1999, I was working, and my husband told me to stop working, to be a housewife, yeah? But I used not to depend on his money. Mi sikujua kuombaga pesa mtu. So at times, yeah, naachanga pesa nitumie, but I will use my money because I had my money. So ananiuliza, mbona utumii hizi na ni za kampuni na lazima tufanye expenses? So ndo nilijua, kwa hivyo nitumie pesa yake. Akasema hizi zetu ni za emergency because we had friends doing the same thing. So sasa ikawa sasa lazima nitumie zile juni za kampuni. But akienda kazi natoka. Naenda kwa duka hajui. Nachukua weaves. Tulikuwa tunaleta the first human hair in Kenya. We are the one who used to import. Hata the first wigs. We used to import. Paka zilikuwa na label yangu. Ya face yangu. The first wigs in Kenya. So now I used to go and take. Sistangu ameolewa ni Reverend Machakos, so I used to go to Machakos. Nikimbie kwa hizo saloons niuze so that by 4 I'll be in the house. Juu hangetaka nitoke. You know Nigerians, the way they are possessive. He didn't want me to do business. But I didn't want to be idle also. So that is how I used to make my money. So after some time now, watoto si wanaendelea. Nikawa sasa naendaga naye kwa ofisi yake. So now akaona kwa sababu ni kwa ofisi, then watu wanakuja wa Nigeria wengine wanakuja wanachukua vitu, they go marketing and sell, bringing the money. I started doing the same. So I take the goods, go to the market around, supply, bringing the money. Later akanifungulia duka yangu karibu na hapo. Sasa we had a shop na yeye ofisi iko ndani. So the shop was doing very well. We started importing saloon electronics too. Yeah, in fact, he was basing on electronics and me on the weaves and wigs. Yeah. Then when he died, nikaona we were in Mufangano Street. But nikaona I have to go down to River Road, do the selling. So mi nikatafuta duka kule. So akasema hapana, tutabaki hapa. So mi nikafungua maksudi huko, but the returns were so good so mpaka akasema nimtafutie yake huko store. So nikamtafutia second floor, mi nikawa mezzanine floor. So sa ile duka ishapentiwa, ndio anakuja kuona that was the last day he was in town. Sickness sasa ikambeba kabisa. So now I didn't know what to do because sasa tuko na loans. Tulipe. Duka ndo niliacha tangu sijui tangu sickness ianze siendangi huko. So what happened, I went to his email. Nilikuwa na password yake. Nikaangalia, nikasoma email zake za wale watu wanawaitisha mzigo. Nikakuta kumbe kuna mzigo moja umetoka China unakuja Kenya. Hiyo ndo ilinisaidia. Nilianzia na huo mzigo mmoja. So ulivyokuja, mimi nilikuwa nimeambia Nigeria wale tunaishi na wao, wacha mimi niende, ukikuja mnitolee. Alafu tutajua vile tutafanya. Nikaachia pesa, nikaenda. Wakanitolea hiyo mzigo ulikuja. Then as I'm paying this loan, one guy who was very close to me in the bank akaniambia, by the way, kama mzee wako alikufa, you are not supposed to continue paying this. So akanifanyia mpango, wakakata mpaka kuna some amount pia nilirudishiwa. That is how I started my life. Yes.
Wow, what I'm also hearing from your story is that at least you knew what your husband was doing.
Yes.
You were very much involved.
Yes.
So si ati unaanza from, because unasikianga saa zingine mtu amekuwa bereaved, hajui plot zao zilikuwa wapi, zenye walikuwa nazo za mashamba, hajui mzee alikuwa anafanya biashara gani. You were very much involved, so it's good to know at least what your husband is involved in or what your spouse gets to do, so that should you find yourself in this space and hautapotea kabisa. Utakuwa na mahali pa kuanzishia. In our African context, tunajuanga mwanamke akimpoteza mumewe, things drastically change.
Sure.
And they change.
They changed.
So, kulikuwaje kwako from your in-laws and other people around you?
Now, here I am. We built a house in a place called Lagos, but we live in East. East sasa ndio ushago. Sasa ni kama Lagos ni kama Nairobi, then East ni kama Malindi. Yes.
Quite a distance.
So sisi tulinunua hapo na tukajenga. Okay, tulinunua shamba ilikuwa tayari imejengwa, but mtu ameacha halfway akashindwa, so hajamaliza. It's like first stage. So tukanunua pale, nikamwambia wacha tununue hapa, siku zingine tukirudi tena tutaendelea kumaliza. That is one. Now there were two brothers from this. The father was a polygamist. So the other family was like 9 children. These were 4, 2 boys, 2 girls. My husband was the second born. The first was depending on us from Kenya. So we used to do everything for him. So when he died, now I started telling him about that property. And the problem started from there until he blocked me. Yes. So now I'm here. That property is there. I don't know how to go and fight with a man, you see. But luckily we had another one here in Kenya. And I had told my husband, let us build here, finish, then we go and build our own home.
Ngoja, ile ya Nigeria uliacha iende hivyo?
Bado sasa. Sasa niko na hope, niko na hapa kwanza. So ngoja kwanza huyu. So ile hope nilikuwa nayo, we had a flat with 16 units. 2018 tukakuja tukaambiwa ati tumegrab hiyo land zikaangushwa. So all the investment which was there, because my husband had left me iko ground floor. Mimi nikaipandisha. So nikawa huku aliniacha na 8, nikaongeza 8. I was getting some money to sustain me. But now the building was brought down. Huko Nyamavila. We are still in court until today. So that thing brought me down. It really hurt me. Many people died because of pressure, you know. Yeah, the case is still on. Na hiyo mstuko. Haya, that is one. So now 2017, you know, I left the building with my brother-in-law.
In Nigeria.
Na nikasahau. Hata sikungangana na yeye. 2017, the wife calls me. Anasema bwanangu ni mgonjwa sana. Nikasema okay, nataka basi niongee na yeye. Anasema no, he cannot talk. How? Okay, mweke simu hapo ni muombe. Okay, sahi ako na daktari. So one day at night, I used to go in church every day at night to pray, because I used to live just opposite. So when I'm there now, I call Nigeria and say, now today I want to talk to him. So he put the phone on the ear of that man, and I prayed. In the morning, this man is gone. Now, the lady told me, you know, I buried your husband, and he didn't give. It's us who has been sustaining him. So now you need to come and bury my husband. And you see, I don't know their character, so everybody had put his hand, like we are not touching anything concerning them. So I looked for money from here to bury his husband. Then he is telling me, are you coming? And then I said, how can I come? I have used all the money for the burial. But I didn't tell her I'm going. But I went. So reaching there, I did everything. The burial was me. Everything.
Serious?
Yes, it was a big, and that their burial used to be a very big function, by the way. Very big function. Yes, I did everything. Very powerful, very perfect. Now came after, now they have gone, it's family meeting. Who comes are the stepsons, you understand? Our father is not there, our mothers are not there. Now we sit down. This lady is the one who called the meeting. Now I want to report my situation. That this one was not in good time with my husband. In fact, where we are is the one who made this and this. I don't know what she was saying. Okay, fine. Finally, but I have the title deed. So it is what you people will say. Now I wonder, these are stepsons. We are the ones from the same mother. Why should they know our differences? Yeah, our differences. Now when they had, you think they will release the title deed to me? Okay, this is what happened. They said, okay, now you mourn your husband until so and so. When you return back to Lagos, you will go and give her the title. But I had a dream that I have bought a car and it was clamped by city council. That meant that I will not go with that title. So now the day came and the man who was the stepson who was supposed to go with me to take the title deed refused to come. So he sent the wife. So they know what they are doing. So tukifika pale wamefanya photocopy. Remember, no, we were told to give you the photocopy, not the originals. Why? And my flight was that day. So now there's not time to argue with them. So I left.
And you left the property?
I left the property.
You have never gone back?
Now, I'm still coming. When I came to Kenya now, luckily, the last born to that family is in UK. He called me, I heard you are home, this, and I told him, did you see what your brothers did to me? Did you hear? He said, yes. And I told them to look for any means that document to be sent to Kenya immediately. They have not sent. I said, see how God can work. That man does not know me very well because whenever I go, he's in UK. We have not met face to face. I told them, why are they dragging your property? Were they working with your husband? Did they? No. So I told them to leave that property for you. That is how now they told me they need to send the documents. Now I was looking at the chains of death. I thought it was that property that is causing this death. So what I did is I told them, okay, my son is not 18 yet. He was 18 that time. So what we will do, we'll take the originals, give to the sister. The sister is very dear to me. Very, very good friend. So give to the sister, to my husband. When my son is of age, we will take the documents from the auntie.
Lakini mbona ungekaa nazo?
There is a reason. Because them, you know, there is a way, if you're a foreigner, they look at, you killed our, because of the property. You understand? You came to Nigeria not because of the funeral, because of the property. So I had to play safe. So now, after everything, now I'm here. The property is there. The brother is dead. I call the sister-in-law. Now, how many tenants are there? She tells me, don't ask me that. I say, why? This place, it caused my husband death. Okay, fine, but we cannot leave it like that. Maybe we can divide by 2. You take, because you're also a widow, you take one, you rent one, I rent another one, so that you can survive. I was very generous to her, but she refused to listen to me. So what I did, a cousin of my husband looked for a lawyer, removed the tenants, you know, took the property, put new tenants. Until today, I'm getting the rent.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. So there's one incident I remember they had called you back to Nigeria and something happened, you came very sick. What was happening?
Oh, yeah. The same time I went for that burial, 2017. I don't know what happened. I came back and when I reached here, they told me my mom is very sick in hospital. So I traveled to Mombasa. Went to pray with my mom passed on. So I hired this Noah 7-seater to go for burial. So I went for burial again and came. When I came, reaching, there's somewhere between either Salama or somewhere, the driver entered a trailer. and the vehicle was written off. I even lost my memory. Now coming out, I didn't stay up to 2 weeks. Then my legs became like, you know, elephantiasis. Yeah? They are swollen, and I have to drive to Nyahururu for my kids were in elite Nyahururu. So I have to be driving to Nyahururu. I was really in pain. The doctors have said there's nothing wrong with me. They have tested. I've gone all over. I went to Mata Hospital. They didn't get anything. Metropolitan, they didn't get anything. So now I don't know what to eat or what to drink for them. When it comes like evening, I'll be shivering, I'll have headache, I'm very hot, but they cannot see anything. So the Nigerians here said that it's like maybe I stepped on some poison when I went
in Nigeria?
home. In Nigeria, when I went home. Because they know that kind of sickness.
Okay.
So now here I am. Where do I go? What do I do? Okay, me, I go to my pastors and show them, see what my legs, you know, they see blisters here, the legs are swollen, and they pray for me. So my brothers had, you know, not all of them are born again. So my brother told me, we had, the Nigerians there say, this thing cannot be treated in hospital. You have to come home. You will die. Then I'm here like, you know, for us to die is gain. To live is Christ. So me, that part, I'm not normally scared of it, but I'm really sick. So I cannot even go to the shop again. So one day, I call my son. That time I think he's in Form 2 or Form 3. I call him. And I told him, today, you're the one going to pray for me. He comes to my room and see a bottle of wine. Wine, you know, there are some wines I've never seen the bottle is tall like this, because my husband used to drink. When he died, there were 13 crates of Guinness. Full. I told you my home was the chief's house. So there was a wardrobe, I mean a wall unit full of wine. I don't know their names because me, at cost, we don't even drink. I have never even gone to club. I have never even tasted alcohol. Even the wine, the sweet wine, the non-alcoholic, that's not my taste. Meaning to a soda, chai, juice, apple. So my son comes and says, but mom, this atmosphere, how can the Holy Spirit work with this kind of atmosphere? I said, but I'm not drinking. He said, yes, even if you remove them. Then my son removes them from the room. Then I say, you hide them so that watoto wengine wasifikiri ni maji wakaanza kukunywa. Because now how can you are born again, you cannot give somebody alcohol. So now my son removes it. My son prays for me. Unajua asubuhi niliamka kama nyoka. Vile nimepeel, zimeanguka, nimerudi na fresh skin, nimeshanga.
So now let me ask, these Nigerians that were telling you cannot be treated in a hospital, they needed you to go wakufanyie hizo mavitu.
Yes.
So waliposikia umepona, how was it?
Hata walishanga. Because wakikuja wakiniona kwa duka nasema, no, you don't look good. Unajua uso wangu pia ulichange, people were comment. Ni karembo. Nilikuwa nimekuja church na watu vile wananijua na ni karembo. I don't know, mimi sijui kama ilinifanya nini. Me I didn't know. So vile zilianguka, ati jana nilikuwa hivi na leo nimeamka hivi. Mimi sikujua. Hiyo kitu sijajua paka leo. How? That is how I got healed. So
we thank God that 11 years later you live to testify of the faithfulness of God. And even as you speak, we truly attest when God says that he is a husband to the widows.
Yeah.
There are many areas tumesikia kwa hakika Mungu amekutetea, amekutendea, amekupiganiana. And as we get close to finishing, where did you anchor your strength from, or where did you draw your strength from? Because I'm sure it was not in your in-laws.
No. I really trusted in God. I had a lot of moments of crying.
Yes.
I'm still crying, by the way. But when I come out, people, you know, is that faith. When people see me, this person has it all, but I'm still crying. So now, I used to pray a lot. Every evening, I must, even kama hakuna service charge, I am there. Siku hizo sikujua na kuomba, but I knew nikipanda hapo kwa pulpit, nikilala hapo na nikitoa machozi yangu, God sees anyway. That is how I started getting closer to God. Reading the word, loving everything about church. Niko hapo since 2012, mimi ndio cleaner wa church. By the way, paka leo nikipanda hiyo kiti niki clean kila Friday, kila Saturday niko hapa niki clean. I'm in almost every department. By the way, it helped me because if I'm not in church, then where am I?
Yeah.
So ningetaka hata kama ni departments kume munipe so that at least zimenishika siko nje.
Na ufikiri sana.
Na sifikiri nje. So mimi nilijipatia tu kazi hata zikile sijui church, bora ni church mimi nimeingia nafana. And that is what kept me going. One. Then I got a lot of friends in church who loved me. Do you know, me I don't know how God works. I sleep on the floor, I'm crying, somebody will call me tomorrow. I was praying and I saw you cry. Ananipigia saa ile nimefika mahali, juzi nilikuwa nimenyang'anywa shamba zingine huko. Plus 3 na watu wamezi fence na it was too hard for me. That time I'm going for this case, nitafute DCI. In my account I only have 2,000. Sana shindwa God, hii case nitaipigana aje? Hizo plots tulikuwa tuna regularize Portland. Nitaipigana aje sasa? Sina hata ndururu na sijui wale wamechukua. Lazima wao ni watu wakubwa wenye nguvu na pesa ndio wakachukua plot ya mtu. Sasa nitapigana nayo aje? So I was crying down. The lady called me again, Mrs. Osoro, and said, "No. Why are you crying? Na Mungu amesema saa zote unamsumbua na hiki kilio chako." Elder David ananipigia, "No. I saw you sleeping in a position that is not good." So mbona Mungu unani expose? I'm in my bedroom doing my things. But people wananipigia. I knew that God is on my case. Every time I'm down. Cough, mimi sijui niko na cough. Mrs. Osoro anaona ninakunywanga dawa, ninatoka kwa bed, ninaenda nikitafuta maji ni nini, asubuhi ananiambia, "No, it's not about your business. It's about your health. What is happening?" Then I wonder, how does this work? Kwa chemistry ya sijasoma, kwa biology haiko. How can somebody know what I'm passing through in my own room? So when I knew that God is on my case, I have learned to, God, tomorrow is you. If I wake up, thank you. For me to even shower and to dress, wanamwambia shetani, can you imagine nimemaliza kuoga? Hata nimevaa kwa nyumba natoka. It is not easy when you don't have somebody to support you, when you don't have somebody to tell you, today you look this, and you get outside there, you see women accusing you, you wonder, hey, why can't you pray for me? Ebu tuombe wako aende ndio ujue kile ninapitia. Because you cannot accuse me of something. Surely I'm sick, maybe. I'm even depressed. There's a time I told my pastor, imagine I cannot sleep. I put nikieka pillow nasikia huku kote kuna new. I don't know what. Na mimi nakula vizuri naambia that is depression. Naambia depression na ninacheka. Anasema that is another level of depression. Naambia no, it's not depression. Mbona ninakula vizuri? But for a long time hata njaa mimi huwa sisikiangi. I eat because people eat. So somebody will see me and say, "Na huyo anajiringa." No, pray for me. You understand? After all, I didn't come and take your husband. Be thankful to me. Yes. And maybe I want to, that is how, okay, maybe my weakness is dressing. You will not know that that is another way of hiding what is inside me. Maybe that is my pregnancy during my wilderness. So if I'm dressing, just pray for me. You don't know. So sometimes I can be a pregnant of window shopping. Hold on, sitapata kile kitu natafuta. But thank God, I didn't go the wrong side. At least I went for window shopping. But you accusing people, this and that, you never know what we are going through.
So in short, mjane huwa analengwa sana.
Wewe niambie utaenda kwa nyumba ya gani mwenye bwana, ukashindage hapo, utaambiwa unafuata nini? That is another sickness. So now you need to know who to relate to. in your wilderness. Which song to sing? There's a time naambia Mungu, sipande hiyo bed, how can I sleep there alone? I was left so young, for God's sake. Na nikiuliza watu, okay, there's a time I wanted to get married, by the way. But wa Nigeria wote, no, you will not get married. We refuse. If not, we deport that person. Nene. Ilikuwa kelele. Wakafukuza huyo mtu, fine. I ended up, yes, fine. But ninawaambia, hata wengine wenu, bado mko na bibi, you still go out. Yes. Si wengine bado wanakachungua huko nje.
Wacha nikuulize.
Why can't you pray for me?
So the Nigerian community still has control over the widows?
Yes. Sasa mimi, ilikuwa shida. Huku karibu vita, huku town.
Ukisema unataka
ilikuwa vita. Waka combine na brothers zangu. It was chaos. Yes.
Okay. So as we finish, to anyone going through that season, amejipata, at least, umesema even if you're crying, you're able to encourage another one who's been there, feeling lost, not knowing where to begin. What would be your word of encouragement to them?
This is what I will say. Widowhood si kilema. Yeah? Usijipe kilema. You might be in this wilderness as a widow. Another person is also going through another wilderness. So usijione wewe uko na shida zaidi ya mwingine. Again, do you know who gives and takes? Is God. So when God takes, he has a better plan for you. You become the wife of God. He is the... Mimi uenda kumwambia, what did you say? You said you will be with me. Ati mtoto wangu atembee vibaya, nani atachekwa? Where is the glory in my child walking without shoe? Where is the glory? So I have learned to talk to God and remind him his word concerning my life. And he has built my faith that I am not scared of things because I know he is with me. If he can see me crying and send someone, then he's a God that does not leave my sight. So now as a widow, what are you holding on in your wilderness? What are you eating in your wilderness? Are you eating the king's food? You understand. What are you, your best friend should be God. He directs me. I have heard God speaking. My business came to stand still. Sina hata vile nitaanza. Then I slept down on the floor again. Then I heard a very loud voice. I will do it again. Wow. If anybody has my phone, go to the profile. I wrote down there. God will do it again. And I'm waiting for him to fulfill his word. I have never lacked in the presence of God. I have never reached a place of God, why? Because I know. Yes, I'm a human being. It sometimes, watoto wangu wakiniona siendi kazini for 1 week, it's like, you know, in fact, my son now is doing internship. Na akipata kamshahara kadogo, naona anakuja na box ya maziwa, nashindwa God. So you can even send my son with the little that he gets. Kutulisha nalishwa na mtoto wangu. You understand? I feel that God loves us so much. And when he said is the father to the fatherless, for sure if you stand with him, and if you walk in his promises, you will never lack. In fact, me, when I pray, I say, God, kwa wanawake wote dunia nzima umenipenda zaidi. Kushinda wale wanabwa. No, God has loved me, for sure. I don't know, but this is what I will say. Why? There are so many time that you would love to be. Na nimemwambia, by the way, sitaki kukaa watoto wangu wameenda na nimebaki lonely. Hiyo nimemwambia. Because yeye mwenyewe aliandika, it's not good for a man to be alone. So I'm waiting for that day. But again, he has filled that empty space. I think there are levels of mourning. Yeah. There's a part you really now, I need like today, somebody. Then there's a part that you cool down. So, but those are stages. So when you come to a stage of craving, no, I need to be married, go and attach yourself to God. And listen to God very carefully. Kuliko uingie mahali tena regret, why did I do this? You have children. And whatever you do, kama haujafikiria watoto, unawaua. Na wewe utakuwa unaraha na huku watoto unawapoteza. I think sometimes we need to sit down. Me, I sit down with my children, we talk like watu wazima. Hakuna hata yule mdogo kwangu, tunaongeanga tu, tunaeka topic, tunaidiscuss. Yes. Na tuko hapa kuangaliana. Kama mimi siku mess, mbona ona mess? I take myself as, okay, ningefanya hivi. Kama singewafikiria. Yes, I've taken my children to good school. I denied myself everything. Even nguo ninavaa, watu wanasema ninanunua. No, kuna sanduku sijaifungua. You know how Nigerians dress? Hizo zote, I have them. So can you imagine nikuje church namna hiyo? Bado wengine wataongea. So hiyo sanduku hata natafuta, ni maybe nikiolewa tena nianze kuzivaa. Because it's full na zimekaa tu hivyo. You understand? So now, I took my children, denying myself everything. 1 to USIU, amemaliza, from Sunshine to USIU. 2 from Elite Nyahururu, 1 to Strathmore, and he passed through this British system in Leather Hill, then went to Strathmore. Another one is in Quare, doing law. The last one is in Donholm Catholic School. All of them, and the husband left them in Donholm Catholic Primary School. It was private. They went private throughout until now.
Wow.
Yes.
What I'm hearing you say is that God is faithful in all circumstances, in all situations. His word is true.
Yeah.
And he says, you never leave you nor forsake you. And in everything, in every stage of our lives, we need to keep trusting God. We need to keep relying on him. And for everyone who's gone through or is now in the face of widowhood, what faith is simply saying is hang on to God. His word is true when he says he's the husband to the widow and the father to the fatherless. He will never leave you nor forsake you. So hang on to this God, because he is a God we can trust. Otherwise, God bless you. See you next time.